As greenhouse gas emissions, such as carbon dioxide, increase and become trapped in the atmosphere, drastic changes in the hydrological system occur. Atmospheric carbon dioxide not only increases surface temperature, but also increases variability in precipitation, leading to differences in the amount of groundwater and freshwater resources available, and extreme events such as flooding and drought in some areas. Mexico City is a place burdened by climate change, as it not only struggles with trying to mitigate frequent flooding, but also struggles to preserve its very limited aquifer water supply. The current water supply of its city's aquifers is depleted and does not supply the entire population. About 40% is brought from outside of Mexico City, and also 40% of the water that is delivered through the thousands of miles of its pipes is lost because of theft or broken pipes. Many of the pipes in this water system overflow, burst, and even corrode, leaking fluids. This issue is only further aggravated by Mexico's lack of infrastructure, as the city's use of surfaces such as concrete blocks floodwater from trickling down to the aquifers and somewhat saving the city from depletion of natural water resources, and climate change as global average temperatures increase, lowering water reserve levels. This leaves citizens, especially poor ones, struggling for a consistent supply of water and nutrition. With a population of almost 130 million, Mexico City is extremely vulnerable to the effects of climate change on freshwater resources, as it is currently facing a water crisis. 1/5 of its citizens lack access to reliable water, and almost 1 million of its citizens lack access to safe drinking water. The city's history is also important when considering its environmental crisis. It was originally established by Aztecs on an island encircling lakes. Then, some of the lakes were filled, and eventually, when the Spanish conquered the Aztecs, all of the lakes were filled to build a larger city for a larger population. The city, which now sits about 2,000 meters above sea level, is subject to frequent flooding and heavy rainfall. As the aquifers in Mexico City are drained, the ground compresses and the city sinks up to 9 meters per year, making it vulnerable to even more flooding. Making matters even worse, as climate change increases, so do the frequency and severity of flooding and drought instances. Concerningly, the city's aquifers and natural water resources are being drained at a rate faster than they are being replenished. If things continue at this rate, scientists expect Mexico City to run out of water in 30 to 50 years. The lack of access to water not only negatively affects the health and well-being of citizens, but also business owners. Many citizens have to hike miles to receive fresh water, wait in line for hours to pay for fresh water from a truck, or are only able to use their tap water twice a week. This is if they have access to or can even afford clean water. Many citizens have also experienced their pipes bursting and their homes or neighborhoods overflowing with sewage. Also, farmers no longer have access to water to grow many needed crops to make income or feed millions of people. They are now forced to wash their produce in streams or canals. The overexploitation of its underground reservoirs has also put Mexico City at extreme risk for earthquakes, as it increases seismic activity. This can be seen with Puebla's 7.1 magnitude earthquake in 2017. Multiple sustainability projects have been proposed by environmentalists to help with Mexico City's water crisis. These ideas include building parks so that the rainfall will hopefully flow into the soil and eventually into the depleted aquifers, replenishing them, while also decreasing the likelihood of floods, or reducing, developing, and investing in infrastructure, such as Mexico City's sewage system.